Oops. Are you good? I don't even know why I'm making this video. Am I even gonna upload this? I don't know. But for some reason, wow, look at how I look right now. This is me after class. This is 4 p.m. I just finished my online class. And, well, I just wanted to voice out stuff somewhere. And so here it is. I don't even know where to start. But for a while now, I've been questioning, to put it in simple terms, I've been questioning my sanity. And this has been going on for a while. Maybe like a few months. But it's been getting stronger recently. Maybe like in the past two months, I don't know, 1 or 2 months, sometimes I really question my sanity, and I'm not kidding about that, like, because sometimes I feel like my behaviors are normal. I'm like, oh, Miaw, you're just overthinking, this is a you problem, and then sometimes I'm like, this is not normal. And especially when I was going through, if you watch this video somewhere up here, I was going through some suicidal thoughts, which is all done now, by the way. During that time, actually before that time, when I was still in Kuching, I went to a doctor because I was having some, cluster headache for a few days, and it was painful. So I went to a doctor, and the doctor gave me medicine. My mom brought up the fact that I have irregular periods. She just wondered if that had anything to do with the headaches. But he said there's no connection with my headache with my irregular periods. But he did say that I could have PCOS, and so he said that I should go and get checked. Now we haven't checked for PCOS, by the way. Then later on, when I came here and I started to go through that suicidal part, it was so impulse. Like sometimes I just want to do it. It's like, I don't know how to explain it other than I'm okay, and then suddenly I want to go and die. And then after that I come out of that and I'm like, I can't believe I just wanted to die. And then I start to cry because I can't believe I just wanted to kill myself, which sounds so dark, but the only way I can explain it is that I go from a high to a low, just like that, and I'm not depressed. So I couldn't understand why, like, why is this going on? I mean, I knew why. It was to do with my dad, right? If you watch that video, the whole story is there. It's all over now. I'm not suicidal. I couldn't understand, which is why I kind of invalidated it for a while. I was like, no, only depressed people get suicidal. Why would I get suicidal? I'm not depressed, right? You know? But I couldn't understand why I was so impulsive about it. And it was the it was the impulsiveness that scared me so much, because I was scared that one day I would just impulsively do it. So yes, during that time I was questioning my sanity. Maybe I should just tie my hair. And during that time I was thinking about the PCOS thing, because we haven't gone and checked. And yes, I do have irregular periods. I have a late period. I got it when I was 16. And people usually get it when they're like 12, right? And my periods are irregular. They don't come every month. There's been 2 times where they actually skipped like 6 months. Best 6 months of my life. But I bet it's not good for you. But yeah, they do skip quite a lot. Like they come and they skip for maybe 2 or 3 months, and they come again, and then they're regular again for the next month, and then they skip again 3 months. Yeah, my period is just like that. And so we haven't gone and checked. But during this time when I was going through this suicidal phase, which was very scary, by the way, because like I said, it was impulsive. I was scared that one day I would impulsively actually do it, which was the scariest part. And so when I was going through this phase, I was thinking back about the PCOS possibility, and I googled it, and I think what I found on Google, and it shocked me, okay, I found out that women with PCOS are more likely to get suicidal thoughts, or get anxiety or something, or get depressed, something, because there's something to do with the hormones, right? I don't know. You guys can go check it out if you want, don't take my word for it. But I saw something about suicide there. They are more likely to have suicidal thoughts. And dude, when I read that, I was shook. But also, because I don't want PCOS, right, obviously. But when I read that, I think I teared up a few times. I was still like, I actually wish I have it. Because I would rather go and get a diagnosis for PCOS and actually get treatment for that, because then I would know that I could take medication, or I could do something about my suicidal thoughts. But if I didn't have PCOS, then it means that there was no cure for me for the suicidal thoughts. So that's what I was thinking at the time, because I was kind of helpless. So I was like, kind of wish I had PCOS, because then I can get treated and these thoughts would leave me. But I still don't know if I guess. So I should probably go check. But yeah, so anyway, now that that's done, everything was okay after I found out my dad was safe, right? I've been okay for a while. Then something else happened in my life. And then after that, I don't know if this is a direct connection with what happened, but it is kind of part of it. Not a big part of it, but recently I've been questioning my sanity again. Last night, I actually got into a, not mental breakdown. It was more of, I suddenly went into a low again. I don't know how to explain it. This happened just now also. I was feeling good. And the thing is, yesterday when I was feeling low, I knew that in the morning I'll wake up and I'll feel okay. Which is what happened. I woke up and I felt okay. Then just now, randomly during class, I'm in a low again. Like right now. No real reason, I'm just in a low. But I know later I'll be good again. And last night I was just sending voice messages to someone and just explaining how I was. I was angry at myself or something. It's something in my life, okay? I was just laughing a bit also. Just why sometimes I question my sanity. And yeah. So, anyway. Just now, during class, yeah, I was paying attention to some of it again. And then I randomly went to Google. Because I was suddenly in a low again. I was like, oh no, we're in a low again. Okay, nice. And I'm in that phase where I just don't want to reply anyone, don't want to talk to anyone, don't want to see anyone suddenly, you know. Yeah, I go from, I want to socialize, and I want to meet people. And I was actually planning to call someone. I wanted to ask someone to call me later, to have a video call tonight. But then suddenly I'm in the low and I'm like, nah, I don't want to talk to anyone. Which is why I'm kind of scared to make plans. I'm kind of scared to make plans, to be now that I think about it. Like, I'm so glad I didn't tell that person that I want to call. Because if I'm in my high and I tell someone that I want to call, I'm scared that later when I'm in a low, I don't want to do it anymore. And yesterday I did have a call. And I was excited for that call. But during that call I was in a low and it ended up in not being a good call. So, anyway, just now during class, I was in the low again. I was like, oh, nice. So I went to Google. I think the first thing I Googled was, why do I have mood swings or something like that? Or why do I suddenly get into a bad mood? Something like that. And then came out all these, disorders. And to be honest, I have looked into some of them. My dad, I think he had bipolar disorder. So last time I did look into it just to be safe. You never know. So I did look into it. I don't connect with disorders. I don't think I have anxiety. I just don't connect with a lot of disorders. So I thought I was good, But just now, suddenly I came across this thing called borderline personality disorder. And this is just now, okay, during class. Just me Googling. And I've heard of borderline personality disorder. I've heard the name, but I don't know what is that, So I just clicked on it. And I read the symptoms. And dude, that ended up in me going down a rabbit hole of borderline personality disorder. Like, look, oh my god, look at that. So many types open. Like, I just went down the rabbit hole during class. I don't 100% relate with every single thing. So I'm not diagnosing myself. I'm not saying I have it. But I would say I'm actually shocked that I can actually relate with some of it. Which is something that I never thought would happen. I question my sanity, but also at the same time I don't really think I have a mental issue. I think it's just me. So like when I actually read that stuff, like I actually copy-pasted the links. Like I saved them just so that I don't lose them when I shut down my laptop. Because that's how much I want to read more about this. Like the assumption that other people are going to hurt me. Or like 1 minute I want to be something, then the next minute I want to be something else. Like yeah, it says here like people with BPD struggle with back and forth thinking. We want relationships but also push people away. Now mine, I like I said, I don't relate with everything, okay? But for some of the stuff that I read, I was actually shocked because even though I haven't done some of them, I have thought about a lot of them. I've thought about doing it. Like even the blocking, it has something to do about social media. I googled something about social media and it says that like sometimes you just want to block people suddenly or unfriend people, and I've done that. Or I have had the thought of doing that. And you guys can just read about, I'm not a psychologist, you can just Google this stuff. Like the back and forth thing, like 1 minute I want to do something, next minute I just don't want to do it. Yesterday I had such a good day. Yesterday was Sunday. I had a great day at church. Wow, it was so nice. I love the people here in my church, my new church family. And we went out for lunch and we had ice cream and we talked and stuff. It was so much fun. Then I came home and I didn't want to socialize anymore because I was just tired, right? And then like that night, I went to join my group meeting on Discord to discuss something. And then I left the meeting because like, I couldn't stand. Like I just suddenly wanted to be alone again. And it's like, I don't know, like I said, I'm kind of scared of making plans. Because I'm scared, what if I promise something and then suddenly I'm in a low and I just don't want to see anyone anymore. Because that's how I feel right now. Right now I feel like I don't want to see someone. But if I was in a normal mood, I would probably want to see people. I don't know. Do you get what? I'm confused with myself. This sounds so bad. But reading about this, again, not diagnosing myself, okay, I'm just saying that I'm kind of shook that I could relate with this because I've never actually had like depression last time. But like, I've never really related with these things, you know. Again, kind of like the PCOS thing, I'm kind of wishing and hoping that I have it. Which sounds so bad. That's not because I want it. Nobody wants a disorder. Nobody wants a mental issue. I don't want it. But at the same time, like I said, I question my sanity so much. And the behaviors that I have, even though it's subtle, like some of these things here, I have done them, but maybe not to that extent, or like I thought of them but not actually done them. Like when I'm thinking about my behaviors and what I'm doing and my pattern of thinking, sometimes I'm like, no, that's normal, you know, that's just you. And sometimes I'm like, no, it's not. And sometimes like, yeah, you know, it's like, it's kind of this back and forth thing where I think it's normal, like it's just normal human behavior or cat behavior, and then the next moment is like, no, maybe it's something else. And in this case, after reading all this, I have a feeling that it is something else. That it's not just me. So I'm reading all the symptoms, but also like I also don't feel very validated because I don't relate to it that much. And that's the problem that I have. Is like when I had my eating disorder last time, I also invalidated it because I thought that it wasn't that bad, or I haven't had it for that long. And when I was having my suicidal thoughts, I also was kind of invalidating it because I thought that I wouldn't actually do it. And also like I wasn't depressed, so like, oh, I must not really be suicidal then. There must not really be something wrong with me then. I have this problem that I noticed of just thinking that my behaviors are normal, that maybe, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's something else, but at the same time, I don't know. Because I always feel like I don't deserve to get the help. I always feel like my case is not as severe. My eating disorder was not as severe as someone else's. My suicidal thoughts was not as severe. My depression was not as severe. And right now also I'm thinking, maybe I don't have this disorder. But at the same time, I kind of wish I do, because then I could get treatment and everything would stop. Now right now, I silent mode some of the chats because I kind of don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to see any messages. And it's so impulse. And suddenly later I want to talk to everyone. Or like sometimes I feel like just quitting social media. Sometimes I feel like I'm following people. I have removed some people actually, like people who I'm not really close with. It's just so impulse. Sometimes I feel like just disappearing from the people who used to know me. And sometimes I feel like I want to let them know everything I'm doing. And again, that could just be me. What if I'm just an impulsive person? You know, like I have this back and forth thing going on in my mind. You know what, Miaw? Maybe it's not a disorder. Maybe it's not something that you need to seek help. Maybe it's just you know. That's the thing. This inner monologue that I have is like this back and forth thing within myself, and I don't know the answer. And you're like, Miaw, just go and ask someone. Just go and talk to a counselor. Go talk to a therapist. What would I say? I've never had professional help. Probably needed it sometimes in my life. I always think to myself, like, I recovered from my eating disorder without professional help. You know, God saved me from my suicidal thoughts without professional help. So why do I need it now? And that's such a bad thought. Because I actually want to get help, but I don't know, man. It's just this back and forth thing. Like I'm like, oh, I need it. No, I don't need it. I need it. I don't need it. It's just I don't know how else to explain it rather than like I get to like when I'm in my normal mood. I guess I'm like I can think rationally and I don't do impulse things. And I'm normal. I socialize. I talk to my friends. And then when I get into my low, I get mad at myself, mad at my life. I get sad. But I know that it will all be over soon because it's later on I'm okay again. And I'm like, whoa, can't believe I was just sad just now over nothing. I don't know, man. I'm really questioning my sanity nowadays. But I'm good. That's the thing, I'm not depressed. So what am I? Like, why do I go through these weird things? These weird mental things? Why do I have these weird thoughts? Why do I get these impulse thoughts? I'm not suicidal anymore, just saying. But why can't I just have a break? And that's the thing that I was thinking last night in my voice message to someone. I was like, why can't I just get a break? Why can't my mind just give me a break? Don't you wish you can just leave your mind somewhere? I just leave my mind at home, then I go out. Because my mind changes its mind so fast. It's like one moment I want to be with people, then the next moment is like, leave me alone. Which could be normal, which is the thing, like, I'm in this dilemma. What if I go and ask someone? What if I go and get professional help and ask someone to, like, check this out for me? And it's not that. Then it means, then that's just a me problem, right? Then how do I treat that? See, that's the thing, like, part of me, as bad as this sounds, I don't want a disorder, but part of me is like the PCOS. Part of me just wants there to be an answer. The same way I wanted there to be an answer for my suicidal thoughts. I just hope, I was just low-key hoping I had PCOS so that I could just get treatment, right? And all of this would go away. It's the same way that now that I'm reading about this, it's like, I kind of wish I would just get diagnosed by someone that I have this disorder and get treatment and what, I don't have access to treatment most likely. Therapy is expensive, right? So that's why. Like, at least I would know that there's a reason for it. Because imagine if I don't have this, which I maybe don't. Like I said, I don't relate 100% with everything, but I do resonate with some of it, actually most of it. So I don't know what to make of that. So what if I don't have it? Does that mean that I'm just messed up? Then what do I do with that? What do I do with my impulse? Like, I'm actually scared that this might ruin my relationship with people. Sometimes I feel like I just want to remove myself from everyone, but I know that's not good for me. So I should socialize. But then I'm scared that's not good for me because that would just make me more inclined to isolate. It's like, I don't want another disorder. I had an eating disorder last time. It's not fun. I don't want another disorder. But also kind of wish I had an answer. You know what, maybe I'm okay. You know, sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe it's just me. And the thing is, I do talk to God and all that, but I also know that even if you are close to God, you can still have mental issues. That's something that I always believe. I will never say that someone is, oh, you're depressed because you're not religious. Like, some people say that, right? I don't believe in that. I had my suicidal thoughts while I was a Christian. While I'm a Christian, it's possible. You know, things just happen. Some people just inherit things from their parents, maybe. Some people have, a chemical imbalance in their brain. I don't know. So yeah, it's possible that I have it, but it's possible that I don't. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? Continue this behavior? Continue just going through ups and downs and ups and downs? Because the thing is, like, even though I try to validate it as normal, like, Miaw, maybe it's just you. Maybe you're just like this. But this did not happen last time. Why did this not happen? Like, these things did not even happen during my eating disorder, I think. So, like, maybe it's just a part of getting older. When I was a kid, I did not expect, like, I thought that when I grew up, all my troubles would just be, like, not there. Because, like, when I was a small kitten, my troubles were homework. My problems were homework, and I thought when I grew up, all of that would just go. But little did I know that when I grew up, my problems would not come from homework. My problems would come from inside me. And that's something that I'm still trying to grasp. Which is why I still think, like, I don't know, maybe I should just talk to someone. But then again, what would they do? Therapy is expensive. I can't get that. I don't know. Okay, that's it for me. Does anyone have this? Do you guys go through this crisis of, like, yeah, there might be something wrong with me, like medically or psychologically wrong with me, but at the same time, like, maybe my behavior is normal. And I'm just the one who's overthinking here. I don't know. But I'm good. Like, I would say overall, I'm good. It's the low moments that suck. And I've been having those low moments. But then when I get back up again, everything is okay. I kid you not. when I get back up again, it's a switch. I'm not kidding. It was like my suicidal thoughts. Like, I get suicidal. I was like standing outside on the railing, near the railing, right? Looking down at the floors below. I was thinking about doing it. And suddenly I snap out of it and I'm like, wait, why did I want to kill myself? And then now, this version of it, I'm not suicidal anymore. But now it's like, I just get into a low and I get mad at my life and get sad or whatever and get mad at myself, mostly. And then after that I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And those low moments feel so bad. Like last night. But I knew that when I woke up it would be okay. So it's like I kind of know my pattern already. But at the same time, maybe I'm just the kind of cat to get mood swings. But then why did this not happen last time? To be honest, my emotions are usually very stable. They've always been like that. I've never really had a problem with it until now. So that means there is a problem, right, if it's only occurring now. But then what if it's just because of me getting older? You know, I have this back and forth thing. Just want an answer. I don't know who's watching this. I'm good. Just wanted to let it out here. Maybe there's someone else going through this. I never want to make anyone feel alone. Because I kind of feel alone right now. So I'm hoping that if there's anyone out there who feels like I can't be the only one. Like if you also feel like this, you're not alone. Hug. Yeah, I can't reach you, but that's a hug for you. I kind of need a hug. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think it's also like a build-up of everything I've been through, not just like in my life, but especially in the past, almost 3 years. You know, like, ever since the pandemic started in 2020, right? It's only been like 2.5 years-ish, right? But I feel like I've lived more than 2.5 years in those 2.5 years. So much has happened. And I feel like this might be a build-up of that. I don't know. But I feel like I've lived too much life in those 2.5 years. But I'm okay. For the most part. I'm just scared that it might ruin my relationships with people. Because like, sometimes I just feel like abandoning everyone. Or I'm scared that people might abandon me. I'm scared I'm a bit too much. Even though literally no one knows about this. You know? Because most of the time I'm okay. Like, I do things when I'm okay. I meet people when I'm okay. So they don't know about it. But sometimes I wonder if it shows. Thanks for coming to my mental crisis. You literally just witnessed 2 parts of me talking to each other. Jesus loves you. And I'll hold on to Jesus through this. God bless you.